And we're back with Rogue Actions Part 2 again this week with our boy Cubs fan Han. Always a pleasure to do this every week, man. It's been a crazy, crazy week, has it not?
Dude, lots of stuff going on, and I am so amped for the high ground that we have this week.
It's going to be fun. It really is going to be so much fun. So, guys, if you're brand new to this channel, smash the red button. Super important to help us keep growing this channel. It's been really, really amazing. And again, Rogue Actions has been at the forefront of our growth. So thank you so much to everyone for hitting that button so far. Spread the love. We really, really appreciate it. Now, let's get down to our first topic today. And obviously, we had a stream on the weekend on Saturday morning with the guys from RSG. Big shout out to them and the Bounty Honeys as well for organizing that stream. Got a lot of the creators together for 4 hours or so. You can obviously check it out. If you go to RSG, you'll be able to watch the stream. It'll still be there.
Yeah.
But they did a donation stream where obviously we raised now up to 25,000, which is insane, Cubs, isn't it? Considering it was only a few days ago when it was launched. It was just absolutely incredible. But of course, in perfect fashion, our boy Crumb actually joined the stream for pretty well the whole 4 hours.
Can we just take a moment and appreciate how awesome Crumb has been over the last week?
Yes.
Like not just showing up on streams, answering questions. He's been doing stuff like that, but everything he's been doing for Minnie and Minnie's family has just been, it's just like, what a guy. Like, it's just really awesome to see that humanity and him going out of his way to do something nice to really make somebody's last moments that great. It's just really great to see. I can't thank Crumb enough for that.
It is. Quite often we obviously call him out for being a little bit sort of, bit harsh sometimes, a bit crazy, but yeah, there is the compassion. There is the compassion there. And again, it's something that we would love to see more of, but again, we had this great stream. We had this really cool chat. And basically it was a case of ask your questions. If I can answer them, I will. But if I can't, I won't. You know that. Right. And that's cool. So we threw a few questions out and we got a few answers on a few things, Cubs, that I want to discuss with you. And one of the first things that came up in conversation, which was a question that I actually got to ask Crumb, was if you go if you go forward about four years or so, will we still be waiting for a new raid? That was one of the questions. And the question basically came back, guys, that we're not going to see a raid for a while, if at all.
Wow.
And he explained why, and it actually makes sense. The issue is that the raids, to create them, take an incredible amount of time and incredible amount of resources as well to produce them for something that can be completed by the community in a week in a lot of cases. And really, it's one of those things that they just don't see a lot of sense in spending so much time making something that's just basically, decoded in such a short time, unfortunately. So it looks like that things like Conquest going forward are going to be a major source of new characters coming to the game. As we already know, we got a few coming. Is that something that you're okay with, Cubs, or how do you feel hearing something like that? Because I love the raids. I think they're great.
Yeah. So my initial reaction is disappointment, but I'm less disappointed if we have content in place of raids that kind of fills that hole. And so I really feel like Conquest is something that is doing that for me. I enjoy Conquest more than I enjoy raiding. It doesn't take long for me to be bored with the raid, and so I can kind of see where they're going at there, that it's a lot of effort and resources and everything to put into something when it has a very short shelf life. And that's something that I say about raids all the time, is that, once it's defeated by your guild, you go on farm and it's autopilot, and 1/3 of the guild is even interested in doing the raid, and oftentimes. And so I can kind of respect that. I just say we've got to have the playable content in its place. And Conquest right now already is starting to feel touch neglected. And the data cards, data discs were very bland this time around. I almost feel like I don't even want to equip any right now because I don't want to risk having to take them off and missing my Ahsoka shards. So I think they need to pour effort into game modes like that. If they're not going to be putting effort into raids, I'd expect those to be a lot better.
Absolutely. Funny you mentioned using the currency for the data disk, it was something that he was looking into as well.
Yeah.
There is obviously a benefit. He was going to look at other options maybe instead of needing the Conquest currency to change those data disks in future.
Yeah, I think it's to me, there should be at least X amount of free changes. So I know that they want to kind of restrict that. I can kind of respect it, but at least give us the grace of, moving things around 3 or 4 times,
that's
without
right.
the penalty.
And maybe even if you really wanted to it, like a crystal refresh instead of a currency refresh, something like that. If you really want to do it, like anything in this game, if you want to muck around and fast track things, then, a couple of crystals.
Yeah, or just make it free, and that was stupid.
That would be a good idea, but no,
they're probably not going to do that.
But yeah, so again, the Conquest currency was brought up, and it was discussed, and he was going to look into it to see what can be done there, because they are aware that discussion's been had, which is really cool. They're starting to listen. That's what we want, right, Cubs? It's great.
Yep.
Now, the other thing that was really cool that we brought up is, as you know, when it comes to territory wars, when you sign up, if you improve your character, you can certainly sign back out again of the territory war, sign back in with your updated character. Correct? You know how that works.
Yep.
He is going to look into whether that can be done for GAC as well. I think that a lot of us have been caught out in the past with characters without certain mods on, without realizing until after you hit the button, things like that. I believe that they're going to also be looking into that, and I think that should be a priority in my mind. Your thoughts, Cubs? I think that would make a huge difference.
This isn't a feature that should be looked into. This is a feature that should have been in the game years ago.
The start? Yeah, that's
so
fair.
That's not a slight on Crumb, obviously. He's not the one. He's not a game designer, right? He's the communicator. But this should have been there a long time ago. And I still don't understand how they haven't added the ability to edit what teams you place during the setup phase. I just do not understand why that's not a feature that we have yet. There's no logic in it. Once the round starts, it locks. It should lock. But how many situations have you been in where you reevaluate what you have placed down? And so anyway, I really hope they change things like that
as well, because that was the next thing I was going to discuss.
There we go. All right.
Asked as well.
Is he looking into it?
Is there a way of making an adjustment to a territory war team after you've placed it? Again, he's going to look into it to see what the options are. Up until now, he hasn't allowed officers to do it, and they're not going to let that happen. Now, the reason for that is that they don't want to take the agency of the player selecting their teams to put into territory war. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. May as well just let the leader set everyone's teams. And that's just not how they want people to play this game. They want people to play the game.
I can respect that logic.
Right? Yeah. But what they discussed was a possibility of a timed button. So if you set a team and you stuff it up, that button you can remove that team in a short frame of time.
Why not? Why does it have to be timed?
Well, the
just
idea
make it the whole setup phase.
Well, the idea is that then once it's set, you have a small chance to fix a mistake you've made, but not if an officer comes to you and goes, you shouldn't have set that team, and removing it. That goes back to leadership making the decisions on your play style. That's what they don't want. They want more player agency. He said that straight up. I'm for one, at least happy that if I stuff up a team, I can fix it. That's all I want.
I mean, it's better than what we've got now, but I just don't understand is why they wouldn't just make it the whole setup phase. Like,
yeah. I mean, we know that a lot of competitive guilds have allocated lineups and teams they use anyway at the higher end. You get
I'm personally less concerned about territory wars than I am about Grand Arena, though, because with Grand Arena, there's just, I don't know, it's still your agency, right? You just
I get that. I think a removal button there certainly is probably more important than territory wars. Again, there's no reason why
there should be free editing. Edit it as much as you want.
Yeah,
until
absolutely.
It locks, and then you're done. Then you're stuck.
I like it. Or even one edit.
Yeah, I see no reason.
Not the whole thing.
The only logic I see to them not having that feature is just that they don't have the time and resources to make it happen. Other than that, I see no logic to locking it right away.
Yeah, fair enough.
Whatsoever.
No, absolutely. No, I think so too. I think that, we've all been in that position where also people, and again, in competitive guilds, you set the wrong team. You can get singled out if you stuff up pretty hard. It's not great for guild morale either.
Boot you right out.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
It does happen, guys. No BS. It can happen. If you stuff up, it can cost you big. It really can.
Don't stuff up.
That's a good idea. Good in theory. Yes,
don't stuff
absolutely.
up, guys.
The only thing in the game is not subject to change is you setting your teams. That's about it. Everything else is gettable.
Yeah, that is literally not subject to change. CCG should be on board with this.
I know. It's a subject to change option. It should be. Now let's move on to the next topic, which piqued my interest. And I threw it out there. I'm sorry, I had to do it. I threw it out there and asked if there was a possibility down the track of, for charity, to be clear, for charity, of a content creators versus game developers territory war event. Now,
be amazing, man.
Gonna speak to Doja to see that he was open to the idea. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen, guys. Let's be clear. But how much bloody fun would it be? Honestly, I think it could be good just for the community to reconnect. With with the developers that you never really get to see or chat with. I think that could be really, really fun. And I think that being a game, I think that the more fun we have with the game is a great thing. But assembling, some of the, the biggest creators in this game with a wealth of knowledge going up against the guys that make it, I think could be pretty entertaining.
Beyond entertaining. It would be phenomenal. Yeah. There's so many things I would love about that. And it kind of recycles an old idea, something that we have talked about before in the past. It's just been a while. And I think maybe a big reason why we stopped talking about it was COVID. But I just would love so much if they did things like this on a more regular basis and flew people out to CG, which they've done before. We haven't done this in a while, and had some kind of tournament. Bring creators and some of the top players in the game out and have a tournament and stream it. Do a Grand Arena where you fast track Grand Arena, set up and attack phases over a day, and it's just boom, boom, boom. A creator versus dev territory war is something you could do virtually. You don't necessarily need to have people coming out for that. There's so many things that they could do with the PvP components of this game and stream it and shake things up and engage this community, and people would eat it up. I mean, just think about how much people have, latched onto this idea of creator versus creator grand arenas. And imagine if that was a tournament. Imagine if it's creators versus devs. So much more hype would exist for that, and to also connect it to charity would just be amazing.
I think so too. There's a market for it. I think that's the point. There's a market for it. There's interest for it. And again, up until now, the creator versus creator battles have been manufactured where possible. In most cases,
what? They've all happened organically in the game. What are you talking about?
Of course they have. Of course they have. Yes, of course they have. It's all been matchup on matchup.
We would never break the terms of service, Heinzie.
Never. Oh, heck no. No. Absolutely not. Okay. Nothing like an organic matchup.
Let's be clear, guys. Let's be clear.
Absolutely. Terms of service, super important. Don't forget, guys.
Very important.
Never forget that.
So
super important.
Subject
So anyway, guys, if you're interested in a creator versus developer territory war, we've thrown the idea out there. Let us know in the comments below. Let's see if we can get some momentum if you guys are keen to see something like that. And who would you like to be in it? That would be the really cool part on both sides of the fence. Let us know who you want to be a part of it, and we'll see if we can get a list together and see how we go from there. We'd have to get a captain. It'd be a captain's peak job, wouldn't it? Would have to be.
Dude.
So
it'd be so fun. That'd be so fun.
It would be great. It'd be really cool. Yeah. Now, we're going to finish this video now. Our boy Cubs paid out a bet a little while ago in his video. Again, the link will be below. You can go check it out if you want. And well done. You put your money where your mouth is, so to speak. You put it later on. Now, I did the same thing a few days ago with the mini, obviously the mini donation drive. We hit 15K in that. I said I'd relic 8 cup. I did that. Awesome. I don't know if you can bring that up now. I can quickly show you it if you like. Hang on 1 second. Let me just bring it up here. Hang on 1 second. Here he is. So he's relic 8.
I can't believe you have a relic 8 cup. That makes me want to throw up.
Relic 8 cup.
Is he
his
good?
Stats basically are still. They're terrible. They're not great. His damage is 5K. So
He's
it's
so
just,
bad.
yeah, it's just trash. It really is. But
one
it's
of
done.
these days, he'll be needed for something, and then you'll be the one laughing.
Rework Cup. That's it. We're not getting Mace. We know that. We're not getting a Mace rework, but Cup. Yeah, there you go. Cup rework. I'm always down for. Now, again, it's my turn. I also stuffed up. I did say, obviously, Cam was going to be a requirement for Kenobi. I was wrong. I admit it.
Your people. I'm questioning your sources, man.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm a bit on shaky ground right now, Cubs. I'm saying I'm not proud of it. I'm telling you, but look, it is what it is. And my understanding was that it was going to be. It just wasn't at the end. But anyway, it is what it is. Now, with that being said, I owe you a Zeta as well, my friend. So which one will it be? And I'll chuck it on.
This is a lot of power that I have in my hands, and I think I'm actually going to dedicate this Zeta. I'm going to be a little serious. I'm going to dedicate this Zeta to our good friend Minnie, who unfortunately passed away from cancer. You guys all know the story. And Minnie's favorite character was who?
It was Chewie, if I'm right. Yeah, Chewie,
and you are missing a Zeta on 3 Baka.
I am.
So I'm gonna have you go ahead and put a Zeta on 3 Baka. I'm gonna be nice. I think. Oh, there he is, right there.
There he is.
Yep. Go ahead and slap that on. Chewie's Rage is a great one. For any roster. So go ahead and dump that on, and we'll do it for
one
Minnie.
One that I wanted to do but never got around to it. So I am more than happy to do this one, both for Minnie and also because you know what, I'm happy that Cam's not a requirement. He's more accessible. For Kenobi's more accessible now anyway. That's a win for everyone. So here we go. The Zeta's going on, done and dusted, all sorted. Thank you so much,
Minnie.
Cub. One that we wanted to do, and everyone is a winner. And dude, you're going to be sorely missed, but you will not be forgotten, my friend. The memes will be Minnie's moments. So we're going to continue that going forward. So I, for one, am absolutely 100% thrilled about it. So
absolutely.
Cars, it's been an absolute pleasure, my friend. Big week. You're streaming Wednesday. He's going to try and get the day off work. You're doing bits and pieces. We'll have to see if it happens or not. But he's looking a bit pale already. He's looking a bit pale. He might be a bit unwell on Wednesday.
My boss, I just tell him, I'm like, hey, I got a stream. He'll be like, oh, okay.
I wish I could do the same. If I said, yeah, hey, boss, I've got to go and stream, he'll just tell me, don't come back tomorrow.
Well, I'm doing an unpaid internship, really. So it's not like I'm, So what are they going to do? Not pay me?
So I'll be streaming mine, obviously, Thursday evening Australia time, which is Thursday morning in the US. So I'll be doing mine a little bit later than everyone else. But I'm ready to go. I've got the energy ready. I have the requirements ready. And I, for one, cannot wait to unlock them. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great. Thank you so much. Guys, it's going to be great. We'll see you next week. It's been incredible. Let us know in the comments below what you think about what Crumb said. Let us know if you want to create one, who you want in it, and let us know what Zeta he could have put on if you really want to scam through my account. It's for next time. I'm sure he'll come up with one. Love you, Cubs. Always been fun, my friend. We'll see you next week, and good luck with your unlocks, guys. Wish you all the best. Bye.
Bye.